There are no herbs or medication that can completely prevent the metabolic damage caused by late-night eating. When food enters the body at night, the cellular repair cycle and autophagy simply cannot operate at full power. However, there are certain natural compounds with clinical evidence showing that they can partially reduce the harm. Today, we are going to look at the most reliable ones. If you ever had a day when late-night eating is unavoidable, these may help lessen the negative impact. Before we begin, let's briefly review why late-night eating accelerates aging, which we covered in the previous lecture. 1. Late-night eating activates the peripheral clocks, making your cell think it's daytime. Blood sugar rises, insulin rises, and the essential nighttime processes, cellular cleaning, DNA repair, and autophagy are shut down. 2. Insulin sensitivity drops, switching the body into fat storage mode. As a result, abdominal fat increases more easily. 3. Melatonin production is suppressed, while collagen rises due to sympathetic activation. This combination disrupts sleep, further damaging recovery and accelerating aging. Now, I'm going to introduce 2 teas that can partially reduce the damage caused by late-night eating. They will not completely protect your cells, but they can meaningfully lessen the impact. Choose the one that fits you fast and make it a part of your routine. The first and the most effective tea for reducing late-night damage is green tea. But you should use decaffeinated green tea so it won't interfere with your sleep. Green tea contains a polyphenol called EGCG, and it has some very unique biological effect. When you drink green tea, EGCG slightly slows down part of the mitochondrial electron transport chain, the machinery that produces cellular energy. Because ATP production drops just a little, the cell interprets this as a mild energy shortage, and when the cell senses an energy shortage, it does something important. It avoids shutting down autophagy. So even though you ate late, the autophagy system does not completely turn off. EGCG also activates mitophagy, the process that removes and recycles damaged mitochondria, so healthier ones can replace them. In addition, green tea can reduce the blood sugar spike after a meal by about 5 to 15%, which also lowers the insulin response. It slightly increases fat burning as well, helping reduce fat accumulation. Clinical studies confirm these benefits. Daily green tea intake has been shown to reduce nighttime glucose spike, improve insulin resistance, and lower body fat. However, it's important to be clear, green tea cannot fully reverse the damage caused by eating late at night. Cell repair and autophagy programs that should be active at night are still disrupted. Green tea simply reduces the impact. It does not eliminate it. The second tea that can help reduce the damage from late-night eating is ginger tea, which is excellent for lowering inflammation. Ginger also speeds up the passage of food through the stomach, so it's especially helpful for people who feel heavy or sluggish when they eat late at night. In addition, ginger can soften the blood sugar spike and slightly improve insulin sensitivity. But ginger has another important effect that directly supports autophagy. The main active compound in ginger oil and sugar, stimulate cells to burn more fat. To understand why this matters, let's use a simple analogy. Glucose is like dry, small pieces of wood, easy to burn and quick to turn into energy. Fat is like big wet logs. You have to cut them into smaller pieces before you can burn them, and that process requires extra energy. This cutting process is what we call fatty acid beta oxidation. Because it takes more work, the mitochondria use more energy when they burn fat. When that happens, the cell senses something. Wait, I'm using more energy. I might be running low. And when the cell feels this mild energy shortage, it activates a survival response. The autophagy system turns back on. So, even though late-night eating normally shuts autophagy down, ginger can help bring it back. So from now on, if you must eat late at night, I recommend this simple rule. Have a cup of decaffeinated green tea on night when you end up eating late. And if you feel heavy or notice slow digestion afterward, choose ginger tea instead. Both can reduce some of the metabolic stress from late eating, but remember, neither of them is strong enough to fully cancel out the damage. Now, let me share the best food for calming late-night hunger while keeping you safe from the problems we discussed. To qualify, a food must satisfy next 3 criteria. 1. It should fairly raise blood sugar or insulin. 2. It should not disrupt autophagy or your nighttime repair rhythm. 3. It should not interfere with sleep. Before we list good options, let's talk about what to avoid. There are 2 categories of food you should not eat when trying to ease nighttime hunger. First, foods that cause a rapid blood sugar spike. These shut off the autophagy switch immediately. Among fruit, avoid high glucose index or high sugar options before bed. Watermelon, melon, pineapple, mango, banana, persimmon, grapes. Fruit with lower glucose index like berries, grapefruit, avocado, apples, and pears are safer, but still better eaten during the day, not right before sleep. You should also avoid nighttime carbohydrates such as ramen, noodles, rice cakes, bread, cookies, ice cream, etc. All of these raise blood sugar and insulin and shut down your nighttime repair program. Second, foods that require long, heavy digestion, especially meat. Eating meat late at night forces your digestive system to work for hours, and this effort turns up autophagy just as surely as high sugar foods do. The best foods to calm late-night hunger while minimizing the harm of eating at night are very simple. For healthy proteins, you can choose half of a boiled egg, 2 to 3 spoonfuls of plain yogurt, or a few small pieces of tofu. For healthy fat, 3 to 5 nuts are enough to settle your stomach without disturbing your nighttime repair cycle. And if you prefer not to eat anything at all, a warm cup of ginger tea can ease hunger gently and safely. In just 2 days, the year 2026 will begin. I want to thank all of you for starting with me this year. Many of the topics were not easy, yet you stayed dedicated. I sincerely wish every one of you are healthier, stronger year ahead, and I promise to continue sharing reliable, up-to-date healthy and longevity knowledge so that together we can build a healthier society.